Hey, yo, it's Cory from the Progression Point Podcast. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First and foremost, it's free. There's nothing that you have to put down, straight free. Man, if you got anything that you want to talk about, and if you ever thought about doing a podcast, this is the easiest way to do it, and it's free. There's certain creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Doesn't matter if you have an Apple phone or if you're strictly Android. Download the app, get it cracking. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Music, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So, do this for me. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. It's that easy. Now to the podcast.
𝙿𝙾𝙸𝙾 Beats.
The top is where we going, yeah. So high that I can't come down, yeah. We just wanna come up, yeah. And we don't really wanna come down, yeah. Hustle and grind till we come up, hustle and grind till we come up, hustle and grind till we come up, yeah. And you can't block my shine, oh no.
What's going on, everybody? It's your guy, T.Y.
What's going on? It's your boy, Cory. You know what it is. This is the
Progression Point Podcast. And this is episode, not 7. It is episode 6.
6.
We should technically have
6.
10.
We should have 10.
We should be at 10.
But we're at 6.
But we're at 6. Hey, 6 is a good number.
Yep. It's
You know
not
what I'm
bad.
saying?
But,
you know, LeBron had that number when he was with the Heat.
he won two championships.
Two championships with that
so,
number.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
you know,
cool.
he has a gold medal with that jersey number.
Yeah, facts.
You know
facts.
what I'm saying? The 6th day of the week is Saturday.
Oh.
You know?
So we good then.
We good. I like Saturdays. You like Saturdays, bro?
It's the most, I make the most money on that day, so I definitely like it.
I made some good money last week, too, on it. It was the, what was last week?
Waste management.
Waste management tournament. For all you cats that don't even know what that is even about, that is a golf tournament or for the PGA.
I had no clue about that thing, bro.
Bro, I knew nothing about it until I moved here, and then when people were talking about it, my first time being in the vicinity was when I was doing Uber, bro.
Is that, like, it's huge.
It's big.
I didn't know. I had no clue how big that thing was.
Major, bro.
So, that's dope.
White people galore, bro.
What,
like, they out there.
Were we out there?
We were like raisins in the rice bowl out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? You saw sprinkles of us out there, bro.
Okay.
Like, you saw, like, remnants of, like, oh, they out here, too?
Right.
We out here, too?
Right.
Like, there was probably more of us being Uber drivers, though, than we were attendees, though.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Uh-huh.
I got 2 uncles who are, like, avid golfers.
Oh, my father-in-law is big in
And
it.
so I want to get into it, man.
I played it a couple times.
I have too, and the last time I did it, I went to a driving range. And I was getting into it quite a bit. And I hit a ball, and I was like, man, this club is light. Bro, I looked down, the club head is like just flying out into the range, and I just put the
club head came off?
Bro, I hit the club head on the ground. That mug came off.
You must have hit that hard, bro.
Bro, I hit that sucker hard. And then,
but isn't it like usually like one solid piece?
It wasn't that day.
Bro, if you don't know Cory Curry here, bro, this dude look like he used to play for the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them for winning the Super Bowl.
Shout out to Pat Mahomes.
You know what I'm saying? And Andy Reid. You know what I'm saying? Long
Bro,
time.
I was so happy for Andy Reid, bro, because you know he went to 5 NFC championships.
Yeah.
Got the 1 Super Bowl. Couldn't finish it off. Had some great teams.
Yeah.
Bro, they finished it.
They finished it. They did. They
you know
did.
What I'm saying?
Thing.
So I thought that was dope.
I was excited for him.
And then it was so funny, bro. I saw on Facebook, he said, I'm finna go have the biggest cheeseburger possible. Andy Reid's finna turn up with that cheeseburger, man. So, no, shouts out to the Kansas City Chiefs, man, all the players. You know, Tyrann Mathieu, I saw something about him on there, and they was talking about, it was on Facebook.
Okay.
And y'all know, if you follow sports, you know, he had like kind of like a troubled past, starting at LSU, you know, kind of getting in trouble. He was a star, but getting in trouble, and got to the league. He was young, man, and, had some troubles when he first got in the league. I almost want to say homie was, like, almost out the league. And then he bounced around a little bit. He was in Arizona for a minute.
Okay.
And then now, he came back went to the Chiefs, killing it. Honey Badger, killing it, bro. So, salutes to him, man. I thought that was a dope like redemption story, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I'll say that for a later date. We'll do that old word at a later date, man. But what I told you about my, what's the girl name? Minnie Riperton's daughter.
Oh, yeah.
I just found out who her daughter was, bro.
Shoot, yeah. Oh, yeah, we even talked about another old word. Yeah, we'll do that.
That's another day.
But the reason why we are hesitant in even going out with giving information, let me tell you fine folks out there, we've been dealing with some technical difficulties.
Man, you have no idea. Okay, so look, I'm finna go into it right now.
Give it to him.
It's gonna be short and to the point. So we went out.
Yeah.
But
word?
Well. Anyways, we went out, bought some new mics.
Yes.
And we can't even figure out how to get them going. And it's the simplest process. I do music.
Yeah.
I record music. I recorded myself. I have no idea, bro, how to get these mics to work. So right now we're recording on one. Next week we should be good moving forward. We're going to figure this out.
Yeah.
So we can y'all can have the full experience. We can have the live video going, the YouTube videos, all that stuff, man. But just bear with us, man. It's a progression point for a reason because we're progressing.
Yes.
But, nah, man, just kind of getting into the topic, I guess, now, man. Y'all know the sports world, man, was rocked by the passing, man, of Kobe Jelly Bean Bryant and his baby girl Gigi, man. Like, bro, like, that hit me on so many levels just because I'm a father. And I told my wife I was sick, just hearing about him passing. But the thing that got me, I told my wife, I was like, as a man, like, you want to protect. Like, yo, could you imagine if he knew it was going down?
Yeah.
Grabbing his daughter and telling her I love her. Like, bro, like, that tore me up, bro.
Like,
that tore me up, Holmes. Straight up.
Because you think about it, though, like, he only got interested in basketball again because of her.
Right, because he was like, yo.
He was done.
He was like, I did what I did. I dominated. I came. I saw. I conquered. I'm good.
Yeah.
I have nothing else to give to this game. You know what I'm saying? So.
Bro, like.
With his baby girl, bro, like you said, like, he was putting everything into her. From what I heard, he bought the academy basically for her.
Yeah.
But, he has so much to give. He was like, well, I might as well coach these kids and all that. Bro, Kobe was a killer on the court.
Yeah.
But seeing him after basketball, like, how, like, Buddy was funny as heck, bro. Yeah. Like, I watched him, like, on All the Smoke. Shout out to Captain Jack. Matt Barnes. D-Miles, Knuckleheads with Q Rich, the Illinois boys. Like, just seeing all the different interviews, like, just seeing how funny he was, bro. Like,
bro,
gone too soon, bro. Like, your greats in any sport, especially basketball, they supposed to age.
Yeah. Yep.
Bro, we didn't even get a chance to see him age, bro.
No, and Shaq even touched on that too, bro. And I was kind of like distracted because I was trying to make sure that because I know a lot of we are addressing the topic of the day, which is the Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
And addressing the passing of one of the sports greats. I just wanted to make sure that from our standpoint that we acknowledge the other people that were also on the helicopter as well.
Annabelle family.
Yep, the Annabelle family. So you had John Annabelle. And I believe his wife and daughter, they were on the plane. His daughter Alyssa was on the plane. Helicopter. Christina Mauser was on the helicopter as well. I think his name was Arza.
Yeah, the
Ara Zobayan.
Yep.
The helicopter pilot. Yeah.
Peyton. It's a daughter and a mother, I believe. Peyton.
Let's see here.
Can't remember her last name.
Because I was trying to pull them up too. We appreciate y'all's patience on here. Oh, no, Sarah and Peyton Chester.
Chester, yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Sarah and Peyton Chester. And, I was trying to see if they just give us a straight list of all the names exact. But we just want to make sure that we are definitely paying homage to the other individuals because they are just as significant as Kobe and his daughter Gigi.
Yes.
You know, no life is greater than the other. The reason why we are just bringing relevance to someone like Kobe Bryant is because we've had personally been impacted by
absolutely
the life of Kobe Bryant because we've been seeing him since his entry from high school.
Absolutely.
And so anyone listening to this podcast, we just want you to know, like, we're not dismissing those other individuals.
Not at all.
It's just that we don't know enough about them to really speak on their lives other than them just being a part of the traumatic situation that took place along with Kobe and his daughter. And in this episode, we're just going to touch on, number one, not just the legacy of what Kobe was leaving from what we know of, that he's given us through different media outlets, but also how has he impacted us as individuals. And so, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I did put that out there and just address that for any of you guys who, you know, might have felt like, man, you know, everybody's talking about Kobe, but not the other individuals. We want to give you a little context of it's hard to really speak on people you don't really have a lot of information about, other than, you know, they did matter. They were involved in
they were mothers, fathers, children of someone. You know what I mean? So they matter, man. Absolutely,
they matter.
Absolutely.
And our condolences go out to the families. Just as a quick note, I know Vanessa Bryant, she did put out a thing for anybody who wants to donate to help support those other 7 family members in need. It's called MambaOn3.org. Definitely, if you want to support and feel like you want to put your money where your mouth is making sure that they're also being, you know, monetarily impacted, not just being spoke of just through word. Go ahead and make a donation of any, you know, amount to MambaOn3.org, where you can actually help support those other 7 individuals that were impacted and their families.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but for me, bro, being a father, and you know, you're a father as well, like, and we both have, you know, daughters, bro, and like you just touched on, like, being in a scenario that, and I got to fact find on this, but someone was saying that, you know, they had went to church that day.
Yeah, they did.
They went to church that day. And, you know, us being men of faith, just wondering, you know, I wonder what Vanessa is going through, right? As a person.
I was just thinking that.
A person of faith. And one of the things that hit me, and I believe in the spirit side of things, which was just because we believe in an awesome God doesn't mean that we're protected from everything, right? Like it's almost like just because you're the father of a child, right, doesn't mean that you can save them from every incident that they come across, right? Like, no matter what you do as a father, you can't save them in every scenario.
Right.
You can try to create safety parameters and everything else. Some things just happen that don't make logical sense, and we can't put logic onto something that is beyond logic. You know, as a believer myself, I don't think this is something like God did this to create a result, right? But I know there's a lot of people who will say, like, oh, well, God does things in mysterious ways. Like, I don't believe God does things like that. I believe he'll take negative situations and he will use them to become positive. But I don't think he would purposely kill all 7 or 9 of those individuals on a helicopter to prove a point.
No.
Because there's a lot of things, like Jesus said himself, like there's a lot of things that we'll still endure just being residents of this earth, right? And there's going to be a lot of things that we have to encounter. Even Jesus himself wanted to not have to go to the cross himself, but there's also certain things that that in the act of things that we wish that could be alternatives that happen, God will use it for his glory to let others receive peace and hope in other ways that surpass all understanding. And I'm just hoping that anybody that is dealing with any loss in their family and they're hearing this episode of this podcast, that they're not just taking it as a thing of like, we're just taking it lightly of like, oh man, things just happen. Like, no, like, and everyone deals with grief differently, right? Like I haven't lost a wife. I haven't lost a daughter. I haven't lost a direct close friend that I've been tight with since I was a childhood or anything like that. I've lost family members, young and old, but, scenarios happen in this world that we feel like because of who we are as human beings, we need answers, right? And I feel like what I want to be able to draw the focus on for people who deal with loss is going back to the Mamba mentality, going back to when things do happen in life, how do you reset your mind on still progressing in pain, in the scenario of the present of having to adjust to a new way of life, right? And, Kobe dealt with that as an athlete. He dealt with circumstances when he had an infidelity situation with his wife, right? The Colorado situation. He dealt with stuff with, teammate issues. Him and Shaq had some stuff that transpired where people from a media standpoint had an opinion about it, right? And, and they felt there was a certain thing that, they blamed Kobe for, especially the city of LA. They blamed Kobe for that, Shaq leaving or whatever. And you also have, him, wear and tear on his own body, right? Achilles issues and changing of coaches and stuff like that. And so just change and unexpected situations that he himself had to endure, that it was either by choice or not by choice, and taking on the brunt of that and still going out and being the best version of himself regardless of what happens externally. And so, what's your thoughts on that, bro? Like just having that mentality in unnecessary circumstances as a human being, but also things that you could have controlled, and still living with your choices.
Right. I just feel like this too. I was going to touch on this real quick. What you said, like people say that, because I definitely don't believe God allows bad stuff to happen.
Yeah.
People don't, people don't believe how we believe. They don't understand that there's good and there's evil.
Yeah. Satan
comes to kill, steal, and destroy. Because he hates the human race because we created in the image of God, first and foremost.
Yep.
So, my heart gets heavy when I hear people who don't understand. They say, God, why'd you allow this to happen? Or, God, people just say something they heard, unfortunately, in church that's unscriptural.
Yeah.
But they say, God won't put more on me than I can bear, all this kind of crazy. Like, bro, first and foremost, let me just tell you, that's not God.
Yeah.
From what I've experienced in my life with God, I've experienced the goodness of God.
Yeah.
And, I live in this world, so I'm not exempt from things happening.
Yeah.
But understanding that who I have on my side is greater than anything, any trial, any test that I can go through.
Yeah.
And so I just want to throw that out there. Like, look, man, God is not taking people out of here. Kobe Bryant's situation was not God taking him out of here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we live in a fallen world where there's evil right around the corner, and that wasn't God.
Yeah.
God would not take a husband from a wife and from children, or either God wouldn't take Kobe Bryant from his wife.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to, just kind of piggyback off that and just throw that in there because, man, it breaks my heart when people say that kind of stuff. And I was like, they just don't know no better.
No, bro, I'm with you, bro.
You know what I mean?
I'm with you. Like, that stuff,
it breaks my heart, bro.
It does, because they don't, and I get it. And there's some of you who might be listening that might disagree, and that's fine. Like, we want to be able to have an open forum and make this a conversation. We want a lot of you to leave your feedback on the Facebook page, on our Instagram, on like wherever you can find us online. We're available.
I'll tell you one thing, I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah. We're not going to argue with you. And again, we're from a place of experience and understanding of who God the Father is.
Absolutely.
And we also understand that we live in a place, like Cory said, like we live in a fallen world. Like we can't put more faith in a helicopter than we do in our God.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, that's an inanimate object. It could have just had engine failure. In your mind, you feel like there's no way it shouldn't have. Mm-hmm. We've dealt with technical difficulties. We were trying to record an episode last week, and we saw multiple videos that said just do these couple of steps, and we mimicked exactly those steps.
It didn't work.
And it did not work. It did not produce what we thought it should have after seeing other individuals using the exact same tool. Mm-hmm. And are we going to say, maybe God didn't want us to record the podcast, or God's causing us not to do this?
Right.
And like we start putting disappointing situations on God's plate as if he's the cause of it.
Right.
And I don't want you confusing the enemy's tactics with God's, favor in his attribute. Don't put an enemy tactic as a God attribute.
Right.
That is not God's attribute. That is the enemy, like Cory said, kill, steal, and destroy. And he wants to also destroy the identity of who God the Father is.
Exactly. And so, but just to say, like, as far as like the Mamba mentality, bro, like, man, I just growing up, bro, like, I was always fascinated by that dude, how he can, like, I remember, like, just we talk about different players when we was younger, talk about Kobe or T-Mac or Iverson. Like, two people always stood out to me, and it was Kobe and AI. And the reason I say that is because, bro, those dudes fought and played through, like, injuries.
Yeah, bro.
Bad fingers, shoulders, like, all that stuff, bro. And it was just a mentality of, like, it don't matter. I'm getting through this. I'm gonna come out on top. And then just, like, the discipline. Kobe getting up at 3, 4 in the morning. Like, bro, like, I struggle. I want to go to the gym every day, but, like, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I struggle to get up sometimes.
I get it,
and
bro.
that dude was so driven to, like, win and to, like, get it, bro. Like, he ain't let nothing stop him. And then so, like, he was destined to do great stuff. Like, after, like, basketball, he was gonna apply that same mentality. Bro, dude got an Oscar.
Yeah. Yep.
Was it an Oscar?
No, he got an Oscar and I think an Emmy also.
And an Annie or something like that too. Bro,
he was just getting it,
bro. And that thing, was it Dear Basketball?
Dear Basketball, bro.
That thing was phenomenal, bro. Like,
haven't even seen it yet.
You haven't?
No,
bro. Phenomenal.
Where's it on?
You can find it on YouTube. It's like a little 5 to 7 minute.
Oh, okay.
A little short clip.
Yeah.
But it was cartoonized, and he like did the voiceover. And bro, it just showed like him from like a little boy. And he's kind of like going to high school just a little bit, and then just all the accomplishments that he had in the league, bro. It was phenomenal. But the way he put it together, he had a team to help him. Of course.
Yeah.
But just seeing Kobe doing that, bro, and then just like all the stuff that he went through in Colorado, and then becoming a great father.
Yeah.
Like all the players were saying like how he just looked happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when he was on the court, he was just trying to kill you.
He had no friends.
So he had no friends. So like him being like smiling and letting you in, and he wasn't doing that.
Nope.
But a lot of times people need to do that in their own life. They be having too many doggone friends.
Yeah.
And then, but that's another podcast.
That's another episode.
But no, man, this dude, man, was like the epitome of like just work ethic.
Yeah.
Just grinding, bro.
Yeah.
Like they said, the dude. I remember hearing about this one story where they said he missed a jumper for a game winner. And then like after the game, bro, like I think it was in Miami. He went right back out on the court after the game in a full sweat, shot the same shot over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
Because he was determined that.
Bro, he was wired. Like there's only a few people that's wired like that. Jordan, him.
Yeah.
AI had that mentality, but he just didn't have like I'm gonna get in the gym with weights, work. His was just all God given.
Yeah, he relied too much on just his present,
God given,
his God given ability. He didn't improve it, If he would have been intentional about improving,
all he had to do was just work out, like
Yeah.
lift weights.
I said practice. Talk about practice.
Oh well, that was. Did you know the whole story behind that?
Oh, didn't somebody in his family
His
die?
friends
Or friend
died.
died?
And he was like, I don't care about no doggone practice. You know how the media try to like
Yeah.
just cut clips up. But
Yeah, they tried to chop it up.
Yeah, but Kobe was one of a kind, bro. And I never forget when he missed them three. He airballed them 3 joints in
Utah, yeah.
Was his rookie year?
Yep. And still went to being a starter in the All-Star
Next
game.
year, the following year.
Yeah.
And he was a sub, bro. He didn't even start. Eddie Jones was still starting.
You talking about in the All-Star game?
Yes.
No, he started.
I'm
bro.
saying no. He didn't start, bro. He wasn't even a starter on his own team.
No. I know that on his own team, but then they end up picking him to be a starter.
He didn't start, bro. I promise you.
Bro.
Eddie Jones started.
Are you sure, bro?
Look, let me go look.
Yeah, we look at
98 All-Star game, if I'm not mistaken. 98 All-Star game. I don't think Kobe started, bro. It might have been Eddie Jones. Because people got to remember, Eddie Jones was a dog, though.
Yeah. But Eddie Jones played for the Lakers, though, right?
Yeah.
I thought they
Kobe played 22 minutes. Eddie Jones played 25 minutes. That's why I said I believe Kobe was the sub. He played less minutes.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. You're right. Because people were shocked that he was even being an All-Star, but he wasn't even a starter on his team.
Yeah, people like you said, people were shocked by that, bro.
Like, dude, you're not even a starter. How are you an All-Star?
You're not even a starter.
Yeah. Nah, you're right.
But the kid was hooping.
Because Jerry West saw it.
Yeah.
Like, he
saw it, bro.
He saw it. Like, when you bring somebody in that's a dog and he's a kid balling against
Did you hear that story
players.
what Jerry West said? Jerry West said, I believe he brought in, I want to say like it was Michael Cooper.
Okay.
You know
yeah.
He was Showtime Lakers.
Yeah.
So Michael Cooper had probably retired like a year or 2 prior to Kobe getting drafted.
Yeah.
Michael Cooper was known as a defensive stopper.
Yeah. Yep, I remember
Jerry West said Kobe came in there and murked that dude. And he said he had to tell Michael like 10 minutes into it.
2 minutes.
He told Michael Cooper, man, just stop.
Yeah.
Bro, this was a kid.
This is a kid giving him the business. Someone who's been in the league. This is a kid who's
champion.
Just playing
Michael
other
Cooper's
kids.
a champion. With Magic, Kareem, he was a champion, bro.
You couldn't even stop the kid. And when you see something like that, like, wait a minute.
Bro, he said I could have went to college, but he said I wanted to challenge myself.
Yeah. And he's been doing it ever since. Think about this dude knows multiple angles. He's like trilingual.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I remember they said that he went and learned the piano just so that he can play it for his wife, Vanessa. Like, he puts himself in situations that if someone says it's not possible, he wants to see if they're telling the truth or not.
What excuse do I have?
Bro. And that's why we're doing this episode about not just to pay homage to the memory of what he's done as an athlete,
what he stood,
but what he stood for, bro. What did he stand for?
In any area of my life, what doggone excuse? I ain't got no excuse.
Bro, like right now, for you guys listening, like I got this career fair thing I'm doing tomorrow, and I haven't even done the stuff yet. I've been so busy. Part of me is like, man, I'm gonna just call them and just tell them I ain't gonna do this thing, right? Like, cause I just felt like I'm just kind of tired. I ain't even like I've been up all morning. I've been out just doing the Uber life, and then driving all the way out to Phoenix to take my daughter out there for her college admissions interview, and then driving her back out to the other side of town for an interview for a job, and then we're doing this podcast. We're trying to get technical things popping.
Bro, I'm sorry, bro. That is really grinding my gears,
bro. But it's that. But then, as you speak about with the Mamba mentality,
we just had to do it, bro.
We got to do it.
All I need is one mic.
And that's what we talking on right now. One mic. The other one's set up.
Sitting here, just chilling. Looking good.
Ready to, looking like it's wanting to be used.
Looking like a snack.
Looking like a snack.
No, but man, it's for real, man. I guess one progression point is look at the life of Kobe.
Yeah.
Like, if you want, like, you know, one thing I hear a lot about is people say, look at successful people. If you want to be successful, find somebody who you can go and look into their life and see what makes them tick. Well, we know what made Kobe tick was his tenacity and, like, his just will to, like, not be pigeonholed. Mm-hmm. You know, he's like, I'm not going to be I'm not just a dumb jock.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? The dude knew. I just found out he knew how to talk, know how to speak Slovenian.
Yeah, because
he was trash talking Luka Doncic on the sideline. Luka was like, he turned around like, who's talking to me?
Yeah,
Kobe. Like, the dude knew an insane amount of languages, but like, he didn't go to college.
No, that's
you know what I'm saying. Like, Buddy just was like, I'm just finna just dominate. I'm just finna learn this, bro, and I'm gonna be great at it.
And that's why we don't have any excuses, bro. Like, even right now, like, we could have easily been making excuses like, oh, bro, tech stuff ain't working.
Yeah, we can't do no podcast today, bro.
Again, bro.
Just 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. Well, at least we tried. Did we really, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, any means necessary, right? Like, what are we willing to do to go after what we feel like we're called to be?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what are you willing to give up? And I think that's the real question is.
I've been struggling with that, bro.
Really?
Like, because I know what I have to do in certain areas. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like God is just like, look, son, I want to get some stuff to you. Yeah. But you got to do this. Yeah. And like the last few weeks, I just been hanging on. Like, but if I want to do what He called me to do and reach people and do what He told me to do, I have to give up some things for a while. It don't feel good.
You got to give up comfort.
Give up comfort, bro.
Like, I think
Kobe gave up. Oh, I'm sorry, but I just thinking about, like, Kobe was like, you know, for 20 years I gave everything to this ball. Yeah. And that's why he was able to be like, I emptied out everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I left it, like, he said, I have no regrets. Like, and, like, you know how a lot of times athletes have struggled with just letting go. Like, Mike came back how many times?
Yeah. Came back 3 times.
Like, Wizards Mike was still good.
Yeah.
But he wasn't like...
Nah, he wasn't the 90s Mike.
96, 97, 95, 93. He wasn't that Mike.
Yeah.
But, like, Kobe was like, dog, I gave everything to this sport. I'm at peace. I'm finna go be with my children, love on my wife, start my second chapter. Yeah. Like, bro, that's how I want to be. Like, my life emptied out. Like, whatever I feel like I'm put here to do, I want to do it. But, like, I have to give up something in order to do that. Yep. And I might give up a little bit of sleep. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I might have to not enjoy some of the delicacies that I like. Yeah. Some tasty morsels. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But, like, what are we willing to give up, bro, to do that? Like, Kobe gave up a lot, man.
He did. Like, I remember he was interviewing with somebody, and he said he didn't even hang out with people in the summertime. He was like, people vacationing together. He was like, I put in work in. He's like, you know, he's fine with doing that now, but if I'm in this to be great, there's some sacrifices that have to be made, and hanging out ain't the needed thing that I need to have towards what I'm trying to leave. Like you said, he left everything out there on the court, being able to walk away from that. Fine. Knowing that you have nothing to look back on and saying, I should have, would have.
He wasn't even going to games.
He was not. He was so content with not even showing up. And because he was able to properly transition his new focus on something else. And I think that's some of the things that we got to do for ourselves, bro. Like, I know for me, like, dude, I almost wasn't even going to Uber, bro, like, over the weekend.
Yeah.
Like, because I really didn't even know anything about waste management for real, that tournament, until I was like, oh, okay, I'm seeing, like, oh, man, they paying people out here. I just opened up the app. I was like, oh, they giving, like, extra $16 for a ride and stuff. So I'm like, I'm just getting up, going, and then once I started doing it, it wasn't even as bad, bro. Like, it's the idea of the act, and then of course once you feel like you have to start doing it, there's a bit of internal agony because you don't want to, because it's outside of your comfort of feeling like you shouldn't want to. But then once you start doing it and you're in a flow, you almost like, man, what was I holding myself back for? Right. Like, I'm out here now, like I did it this morning. Bro, getting it.
Getting while the getting is good.
Bro, like, I'm just like, I'm just like, dude.
Y'all youngsters don't know what that is. That's too short.
Too short. But, bro, like, I know for me, like, doing the things that are necessary, and it goes back to what you touched on, bro. Like, I'm in the same boat. Like, I'm not out here like, oh, bro, you got to get like me. I'm out here getting it. Like, dude, like, the state of entropy towards not wanting to move and things, like,
Yeah, you know. You definitely know.
But it's just, when is your knowingness going to be the thing to where you're more motivated by what like, again, is legacy
some doggone feet behind what you're talking about doing,
bro? And what is the motivator though? Like, what do you think will personally motivate you? Because see, we can be on the thing right now. I can say, you know what, bro, I'm about to go out here and start doing this.
Right.
Why?
Right.
Why? Because of the Kobe mentality, like that Mamba mentality, or what is connected to it? Right. Like, is what's connected to your reason of doing it greater than the comfort? Right. We talk about our kids all the time. Yeah. Right. Do we really want to leave a legacy, or do we want to be comfortable talking about it?
It's good to talk.
It's good to talk.
Well, you got to put some feet behind that, boy.
Yeah.
What you going to do with it, bro? And that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Like, it's a few things that I know, like, okay, dude, you talking about it, but you got to put some feet behind it. Like, okay, for instance, all right, I start another little side business where, you know, I'm into, like, vintage clothing, like sports, like jerseys, you know, hats, coats, like all the old 90s stuff. 'Cause I feel like that stuff is some of the dopest, like, material-wise, design-wise, everything. And so, I'm you know, on the ground level, getting that up and running and, you know, selling out the shop. I could do that all day long because that don't really require me with no force behind it too much. Yeah. Like, me going to that gym every day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or even I don't need them sweets. Yeah. Yeah. That's a little bit of pushback and resistance. Yeah. You think Kobe felt like getting up every day, leaving the comforts of his mansion? Yeah. Going to, you know, hitting that freeway before he got the helicopter? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But, like, something on the inside of him, bro, like, he was just like, you know what? I'm going to defeat this thing. Like, you know, it talks about, I think in 2 Corinthians, when Paul talks about, you know, I buffet my body, you know what I'm saying, to make it do what I want to do. Yeah, I'm just paraphrasing it. Yeah, yeah. You know, in our day and age, man, everything is do how you feel, do what thou will, do what makes you feel good.
Do what makes you feel good. That's exactly the.
You know what I'm saying? That's the wave right now. Do what make you feel good.
That's crazy. Bro. And doing what makes you feel good doesn't get you anywhere.
No, it gets you nowhere, bro. You out of shape, or you broke because you have no self-restraint. Yep. You know what I'm saying? You have no delayed gratification. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, yep. When I hear people say, we listen to a lot of podcasts, and I hear these, you know, some people who are, you know, well-to-do, they say, I live on 30% of my income. He like, you know, I live in, this one guy who I listen to, everybody know, I'm not going to, you know, say no names, but he was like, you know, this dude a wealthy, a millionaire. Yeah. He like, bro, I live in like a 2,500 square foot home. I got one car. It's an Escalade, but it's nice. You know, he said my company bought it. And, you know, he's like, yo, I can go to Atlanta right now, cash out $1 million, put it down, and build me a house. He said, I chose to live in, the house that I'm in now.
Yeah.
And, he had bought another one for his wife in Cali just because, she got some health issues.
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, like, that I can do that too.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm not. I'm getting better in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of hard on myself.
Yeah.
And so when I say I want to do something, I want to do it with everything that I got.
Yeah.
And if I don't do it, I can't get down on myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm at the point now, bro. Like, man, I'm just gonna like just talking about this. Like, just sometimes just talking about stuff helps.
Yeah, it does.
And it's like pinpointing those blind spots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we all got them.
Yes, we do.
You know what I mean? So, I'm happy we had this discussion, man, because it's kind of helping me with some blind spots in my life. And I was doing really well, kind of with my little, eating, and I kind of was like, got off a couple weeks, like a week ago.
Yeah.
I could have this.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I could have this.
Bro, I was like that with some Girl Scout cookies, bro. Them Thin Mints, bro, that sleeve was gone.
Out of there.
That's one sleeve.
Bang, the whole sleeve.
A sleeve was gone, bro.
You look up, you be like, dang, a whole joint?
A whole joint,
gone.
Bro.
So, but man, we just got to take, even in every area of our lives, bro, like had that mentality, man, just I'm going to attack it, whether it's in your marriage, in your finances, on your job, if you're an entrepreneur, attack it.
Bro, and even what you touched on too, like something just came to me, like, we're talking about following the Mamba mentality of look at what Kobe did. One of the great things that I'm glad that why we can even use that, because he wasn't perfect.
No, absolutely not.
And so that's why when we say to look at him, we're not saying go hard as if he did nothing wrong in his life and he lived a perfect life, even in all his flaws, right?
Right.
All his flaws, he still was a 5-time champion.
Yeah.
He still ended up being a great father.
Yep.
He still ended up being a great husband.
Great husband.
He still ended up being someone who inspired the young generation.
Yep.
Right? So even with all the things that went on in his life that you can be like, well, Kobe wasn't all that. He wasn't perfect, et cetera, et cetera. He still was someone that you can say, hey, why can't I, like my man Cory said, because he had flaws just like we all do. I'm not perfect in anything that I'm doing as a husband, as a father, but I can still try to improve while I still have breath in my lungs. Because guess what? Kobe was able to have at least a fulfilling life.
Yeah.
He had an awesome career. His children know that he loved them. His wife knows that he loved them. And all the athletes that post his career,
they spoke volumes of that,
bro.
Dude, the love and he touched so many athletes.
Yeah.
He touched a lot of athletes from afar.
Yeah.
But then also up close.
Up close.
Like my man Giannis. I'm a Bucks fan. Kyrie,
LeBron,
Melo, Chris Paul.
Yeah.
We can keep going to the ones that he had a tangible touch. He touched them tangibly, bro. And then just even the ones from afar off that was in the league who he touched, bro.
So this is another thing, bro, just to kind of close it with this on my end of anything. Yep. He also left this earth in the same way he left the game. He left nothing untouched. Bro, right now, I bet you Kobe can be like, there's nothing else that I can really say that I didn't put my all into.
Right.
These athletes, my wife, my children, right? Because we talk about the game. He was able to walk away from the game satisfied that he gave it his all.
He gave everything.
There's nothing that no one can say that is negative about Kobe post the NBA career about, he was beating his wife or he was still having issues. He had a child out of wedlock. His kids were estranged towards who he was.
Yep.
All the athletes didn't even care about him because of how he was. No one had anything to say, anything negative about him at all, because he allowed himself to be available in the same way he was available to the game.
But the way his daughter, would look at him, Gigi, you can see
the admiration,
bro, the reverence that she had for her daddy, bro. And I'm not saying I didn't see it with all the other ones, but with her, it was different.
Yeah,
because listen, we parents, we
Yeah.
all have different relationships with our kids.
Yeah.
And it's not saying we love them any more or any less.
Yeah.
But you do have me and my son, we have a different bond than my daughter.
Yeah.
But my daughter knows that she can come up to me, get a hug,
Yeah.
Daddy, I love you, you know, talk to me.
Yeah.
But like my son, I don't know, it's different, bro.
It is different.
It's like, little dude always want to wrestle with me. He like, everywhere I go, Dad, can I go?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't love them no more or no less, but our relationship is different.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, bro, that used to bother me.
Yeah. Like how of the relationship being different?
Yeah.
You felt like you were kind of taking away from her and felt like you needed to give her equal portion.
But I just had to come to realizations that our relationship is different.
It's different. You love differently when you're dealing with different types of people. Like, and I think one of the things I recently learned, we had learned this recently about the different types of love. I know we look at love very generically in the United States, but one of the ministers over the weekend, he talked about how like you have, there was 4 different types of love that was in the Bible. You know, a lot of us as Christians know about agape love, but do we know about eros love? Filial love, and storge, or it's storge love. And one was more family, one was more like unconditional, one was more like friend, one was more just in general. And it's one of those things where you're going to have a different type of love on how you give towards the individuals. It doesn't mean you love them less or love them more, like you said. It's just more of you handle things differently. Like there's aspects of, even in our own relationships with our spouses, there's aspects of them that I love at this level, and there's certain things that I love about them at this level when it comes to their personality, their characteristics, and things like that. It doesn't mean that you love them in a way that is disrespectful to the relationship. It's just that we are all individual human beings, and we deal with things differently. And the way we process information, how we communicate, is done differently. And for anyone listening now, it's when you're dealing with family or dealing with anything, and you have someone that's looking at you a certain way, whether you're a parent, whether you're just a family member who has nieces and nephews or whatever have you, we all deal with each other differently, and we don't want to hold ourselves as saying like, oh, because I've done this with this person, I am now obligated to have to do X, Y, and Z with this person just to try to even it out. Don't treat your love like it's competitive, because if you start treating it like it is, it will become that. Like you're not competing on how you distribute your love. What you want to do is make sure that at the end of the day, that individual knows that you loved them. And to the full capacity of how you were able to love them. And so, bro.
And this is, I ain't gonna say it's off subject, but some of y'all know, my son and my daughter, we adopted them. And, we had my son since he was 2 days old, and my daughter was 2. And we got her a month later, and they're half brother and sister, and we got her like a month or 2 later after my son. And so, being inside your own head, thoughts used to come like, oh, you love her more because, he's little, you had him since he was a baby. And after after I sat back and analyzed it, no, that wasn't the case. We just have a different relationship. And I will spoil that little girl rotten, and she know it. Like we go to the store, Daddy, can I get this? She know I'm not gonna tell her no. My son, I'll tell him no in a minute. But her, all she gotta do is look at me with them little green eyes, and I'm buying it. And she always, and she'll come up to me, and she'll say, Daddy, she get dressed. Am I pretty? Baby, you the most prettiest thing, I've seen, but like, so, but I just had to like, really like, and sit back, analyze, and just like come to grips like, nope, we just got different relationships.
The relationship is just different. And we got to be okay with that. Like, and that's,
most definitely. That's
going back into our point of like that Mamba mentality of, you go hard in the areas that you need to go hard in when it comes to giving your attention to a particular thing. Like we know Kobe was trilingual. He spoke crazy amount of languages, right? But he was also committed to the game of basketball.
Absolutely.
He was committed to also his relationship with his family, right? So like, would you say that, he loved basketball more than his wife? No, he loved basketball differently. He loved both. He just loved them differently. Like, I'm not going to say my wife is equal to basketball. I'm not going to say basketball is equal to my wife. I'm when it comes to her as the individual, she's the only woman I love. when it comes to this game as a career, this is the only career that I'm giving my attention to, right? Like, and I love it for what it is for me, and I love her for who she is to me, right? It's different.
Right.
It goes back to your main thing. It's he has a mentality because he can compartmentalize.
Right.
He knows how to put eggs in the proper basket instead of feeling like I got to put all my eggs in one basket.
Yep.
Because when you do that, something's going to crack.
Yep.
When you think that you got to chase after certain things and try to collect all these things, you're going to drop the ball on something because you think that things have to be this perfect, picturesque thing, and there's no such thing as perfection.
Yeah.
Only progression.
Right. Yep. Man, I want to talk one podcast, man. That's my heart. My wife and I is adoption, man. I really want to talk about that because, man, there's so many kids who need good families. Yeah. And yeah, man, that's my heart, man. Actually, I want to look up this. I can't remember the number offhand, but how many kids are in foster care in Illinois? Because I used to know it offhand. I can't remember now. I'm from Illinois, so there are 17,920 children in foster care in Illinois. 3,347 of these children are waiting for adopted families. And then, you got I know this offhand, but 70% of kids who like age out, that's 18, 70% end up going to prison. We failing them, man.
Yeah. As a society.
As a society.
Yeah.
We care about dogs more than we care. That's a whole other story. Bro. We care about dogs. We'll adopt a dog before we adopt a child.
Bro, yeah.
Bro, that, like, I'm not even gonna lie, that get me tight, bro.
Bro, I can feel you, bro.
And like, I know, the older they do have issues. Yeah. And like my wife and I, we said when we get a little older, like, probably 40s, get a little more established in some areas, we want to do like, probably like preteens. Yeah. Because, bro, like I said, bro, when they get like that 12, 11, they bounce around from maybe 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 foster homes, and they come to you and they're angry. Yeah. But love, bro, they're scared. Yeah. And, the Bible says perfect love casts out fear. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Fear is nothing but torment. You know what I mean? So you give them love. I mean, they may do some stuff to your house, you know what I'm saying? But understanding that they're not doing it towards you, they're just scared and they have fear.
Yeah. It's their fear.
And so that love that you give them, bro, it'll eventually crack. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole other podcast. But
no, I want to talk about it too because my mom, she's adopted too. So like that, and how she was brought up.
It's a soft spot, bro. I got three cousins, bro, who were adopted. We don't look at them like they blood. Yeah. We had them since they was babies, so they blood. Like I don't even think about. Only time I think about is, or it comes up when I talk about it. But when I look at them, dog, they got the same blood run through their veins as me. Yep. So, man.
How you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling good, bro. I'm feeling good, man. I feel like we gave them a good podcast.
I think so today. Too. And we want y'all to give us y'all's feedback,
please.
I know we posted on the gram and on the Facebook page, but as you're listening to this and you make it to this almost full hour, give us your feedback. Give us your opinions. We want to make this a conversation. Yes. You're part of the TPP community. And we want to be able to have your voice be established on the platform. Like we're not just trying to just speak from our own perspectives. Yep. We want to also hear what others who are, who may feel differently or feel the same.
And the reason we like the feedback, man, is because it lets us know, if we're doing a good job. So we all want to know if we're doing a good job. But then also, we definitely want to engage with you guys. Yeah. And you guys can give us some feedback or give us some topics that you would like to discuss. Mm-hmm. But man, all in all, man, I just hope you guys just develop that mentality, man. Like nothing's going to defeat me, nothing's going to beat me. Mm-hmm. And I'm definitely going to do some more, like just looking into the life of the great. And dog, it's crazy to say the late great Kobe Bryant, man, because dude was wired different. Like I was telling my homie, we was talking, I said, dude was almost psychotic, bro. Like, but like, the dude was like, I'm just not gonna quit. When you going through legal troubles and you get off the helicopter, you drop 50. You know, some dudes crumbling off of that.
But again, he's able to compartmentalize.
Like, okay, I understand. Like, I got this job to do tonight. I can handle the other stuff when I get off. But on this court, when I go on for this 48 minutes or 60 minutes, I'm finna give somebody hell, and I'm dropping 60 on your nugget.
Yeah.
And you finna take all it. Fadeaways, left hand fadeaways, right hand fadeaways, dunks, pump face, up and unders. I'm getting to my spot, the elbow, and I'm dropping you off, and you just gonna go in the shower, cry, get your clothes on, go home to your girl, and cuddle. But I just gave you 60 tonight.
Because you know what? Progression point here, bro. Control what you can control, bro.
Exactly. That's definitely a progression point.
Control what you can control.
Absolutely.
Like, he couldn't determine the outcome of that court situation.
Not at all.
But he can control his effort that he put on that court when he got out. On that basketball court when he got out of court and was playing, and it was time to play.
Bust your head.
Bust your head wide open.
To the white meat. So, man, that is another podcast, man. We appreciate you guys.
We love you.
Man, we love y'all, and we will see y'all next week.
Yeah.
Episode 6.
That's 6, y'all, for y'all don't speak El Espanol.
6? So, man, we'll see y'all next week. Peace.